Yo, YouTube, what's going on? Yo, Ramon, back in the zone for the whole city. I'm putting on, baby. And starting to my left, you know who I got with me.
You got your boy Camacho.
BMP.
Oz, what's up?
And today, Clutch City's presenting to you Edgerunners Season 1 review. And we're here to talk
No,
about
I think that's just Edgerunners. I don't think we're getting another season.
You never know.
Edgerunners, that's it. That's it. But yeah, I hope they have another season, bro. That shit's fire.
Well, they already said they're working on a different season, but it might not be.
It's going to be a different show.
Guy.
It's going to be a different show.
Well, I mean, it's still a Night City in type. But
So who's starting it?
Camacho, go ahead.
No.
All right, so I'm going to start this off because I'm fucking excited for this shit. This is Clutch City's first anime talk.
See, look, hey, process. That's not a shirt. That's not a shirt.
No. I got them that Cyberpunk merch because what the bullshit with the game, and we'll get into that. No, this shit was holy shit phenomenal. Y'all know me. I will dick ride Gurren Lagann until the day I fucking die. That shit is my favorite anime, bro. I stay repped with this fucking core drill. But
check the earrings.
Cyberpunk, Edgerunners, that's Studio Trigger's best work, dude. Best fucking work. That out of all their fucking shit, that's their best work. It was a piece of art. It's the game. It's the show that revived a game. 3 years
That
later?
died.
3 years fucking later, and now this game is reaching million peaks on the daily. This show absolutely killed it, from animation to story to the fucking influence into the game. Now the game, there's so much shit into it, and the way it further digs deep into the lore of Night City, because Night City's fucking huge, dude. There's so many stories going on.
Yeah.
V, David, Adam Smasher, Johnny Silverhand.
All the legends.
These aren't the only legends that we have within Night City. There's plenty more to come. There's plenty more to tell.
Yeah. And the thing about it is, Night City itself, I think, is the shining character in the anime, in the game. It's the shining character.
that shit is beautiful.
It's gorgeous from the way it looks to the way it feels to the way people act in it and interact. The whole world, people look different. They use different words. It feels like a legit place.
Facts.
It feels like you could go there.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Facts.
It's San Francisco.
I want to live there. I want to live there if
No,
you fucking
low-key.
paid me.
Fuck, bro, like, you got cycles running around.
Dude, as soon as this nigga walk outside of his door, there's some crackheads on the fucking, some dope fiends laying in front of your shit. I'm like,
Dog,
what
you're
the
driving
fuck?
with your mom. I love you.
Yeah, yo, I like the show a lot. The show was high octane a lot of the times, and I'm not a fucking anime guy, I would say myself, but I'm gonna give credit where credit's due. This shit was fucking fire, bro.
It was an anime with a Western feel because they weren't monologuing between action. They were just.
They still have some, like,
Here's
you
a
know,
boom.
No. Yeah, no. When shit got real, and that's what we like. But you know, they still have their little, you know, fucking kissing between the rocket and shit like that. Like, you know,
Sure, but
fucking,
I'm talking like mostly action. When they were action, they were throwing.
Oh no,
hands. They
mostly
weren't talking
action.
about
No,
nothing.
like
they weren't talking
Castlevania
about that.
vibes a little bit.
Castlevania vibes.
It was like,
vibes,
Yeah, and that's what I like. That's my medium right there. If you put anime in that spot, that's
Dude,
the spot right there.
Yeah, that's
a spot.
That would make it literally better than like anything.
Anything.
I like the
Just
world
fight.
building in the show,
Just fight.
and then the fighting was great. Honestly, it was a great, solid show. Like, it kept me going like the whole time. There wasn't like no boring episodes. It just got straight to the point, no fillers, and it was good.
And how many episodes? 12?
12.
And in 12 episodes,
10
10 episodes?
episodes.
Oh, 10
And in 10
okay.
episodes, they built a whole story. They built a character. They
built
they
the world.
built a whole world. And we didn't even see half of it, bro. We saw a little part of it, and it felt real as fuck.
Right.
And we cared about the characters. I cared about David. I wanted him to live. I wanted him to do good stuff. But that's Night City. You don't get a happy ending in Night City.
Right,
Nobody
right.
does.
It's like Gotham
Nobody
City.
does.
It's a bad city to be in.
It's worse than Gotham, bro. This shit is tough.
It's worse than Gotham?
I think it's worse than Gotham. And the cyber cycle thing that they did with it is really cool because there has to be a side effect to getting all.
Yeah, they don't flush
no,
that out
it's
too
easy,
well
yeah.
in the game, the whole cyber cycle
No, they
idea.
don't.
But in the show, they really put it into perspective how fucking deadly this shit is.
Yeah.
I don't know,
And-
right off rip, my bad, G.
No,
But
you-
like, yeah, right off rips, like episode 1, they drop you into
Cyber-
The cyber cycle attack,
yeah. And that shit is
That fucker
like
was
lit.
killing
And that's what
motherfuckers
got
off
me
the
all
bat.
rip, bro. I was like, I was
Yeah.
sitting up, I was like,
First 5 minutes.
like, bro, like, yeah, let's go. You know what I mean? That's what we like. You know what I mean?
No.
And tell me it didn't hit when that boy Maine got Cyber Psycho.
Dude, that's another thing about the
Bro.
show, dude. It really,
bro.
the tones and the vibes of it, you really felt it during that.
I fuck with Maine too.
Dude, when Maine went on his rampage, that shit gave me chills. Specifically when he looks at the camera after he just slaughtered everybody, he's like, did I do that? Like with a smile on his face, I was like, I got fucking scared.
He kind of gives me like Butcher vibes, kind of. You know what I mean?
Okay, sure.
But Maine was definitely. I like the characters in it too. Like honestly, one of my favorite characters was the little short girl.
Rebecca?
She was fire.
Bro.
She was
With
so
the different color eyes.
all
You know
the-
Netflix wanted to get rid of her?
All of it.
Netflix wanted to get rid of her.
I can see why.
Netflix wanted to
But-
get rid of her. They didn't want her to put her in the show, and I believe it was Studio Trigger that was like, not worth keeping her.
Nah, keep
Why?
that bitch, bro.
'Cause she's like 2K.
I don't know why they wanted to do it, but Studio Trigger was the ones that were like, no, she's staying.
But they wanted to keep the long arm, weird
Weirdo?
molester, like.
He didn't last long.
No, tell me when
That
he
was her
got
brother.
blown the fuck up. The voice just went, whoop.
Dude, they did it to the right character too.
No.
I was like,
We
he's
didn't
the
need
right.
him. We
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
need
yeah.
I was watching that scene with him, and I was talking, and he was like, bro, watch this shit. And I'm watching, and then when it just fucking, like, his head just explodes, and it cuts to, like, 3 different angles, I'm just up here like, oh!
Well, the way it happened too, because they were walking as
So
a group and shit like
nonchalant.
that. And and everything was going good in David's life too. Everything was fucking great. You know what I
Night City
mean?
struck.
And then he's joined the family and he's augmented and everything's great. Then they catch this nigga, some hobo peeing on top of a trailer or some shit. And this asshole with the long arms, he goes and messes with him and then gets his fucking head.
That just shows how
beautiful.
dangerous Night City
That
is,
shit-
dude.
yeah,
Like,
don't
you
be
could be
doing
on
that shit,
top, and one of these days, bro, a dude just taking a piss in a barrel could just blow your head
No,
off.
this
hell,
is
yeah.
the type of city where you really gotta mind your business. Don't even look up. You know what I mean?
I mean,
Move that ball.
you better have some good augmentations, bro. Like, remember,
You gotta have augmentation.
You gotta have
You can't be-
augmentations, but then you can't have
No,
too
no.
many because then you run the risk of going cyber psycho.
Bro,
I'm good. I'll have the right ones.
Bro, I'll be damn not getting bullied and my ass whooped in school. Remember that nigga kung fu his ass?
He came back.
Bro, when he was prepping my foot up, he was like, ooh.
Oh no, he
Bro, lit.
was
He was
like,
like, bah, bah, bah,
yeah.
He just
That
went
shit
at
was
him.
Bro, just give me the Sendevistan. Give me the Sendevistan and give me some like blade arms or something. I'm good.
No, that's
Man,
it. That
that's
stands
all
rarity.
problem.
Like, yeah, that's a problem, bro.
Apparently, it's
Any-
heavy on the system though, so it might not.
I don't know, 100%. David should have been dead way.
No, that was his whole point too about why like he thinks he's built different, he's so special, specifically because he was able to use the Sandevistan from early, especially like his first couple days. His like leading argument into getting into the gang was, I just used that bitch 8 times today.
Oh,
10 times,
Your
right,
body shouldn't even be able to handle 2.
Right. But
He
by,
was
that,
built different. Though.
by episode 10, how old was he?
Oh, it was like a couple months, I think.
So for a couple months, you talking about you built different. You died.
Well, no, that was
it
early on. He
Well,
was
let's
talking
say
about
let's
he was
say
built
he kept just the Sandevistan because he changed his whole body.
No, yeah.
Well, first of all,
yeah,
can
yeah,
we
he
talk
changed
about the
his whole
time
body.
skip? So Maine dies, right? And then the time skip happens, which it's either a couple months or a year or some shit. And he's just big. I was like, that's weird. That shit
Yeah.
He's huge.
But they were foreshadowing that when this nigga was like,
Oh,
and
you
whenever
can keep my
I die,
arm.
You can
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
my arms.
I understand that, but I was like, can you make it smaller or something?
Oh, right.
It just
Make
kind of
it,
took
like-
me
give me
off
some
guard
Bruce Lee
that
arms
he
or
was just
something.
huge. And then whenever he got naked,
I didn't like when he was huge.
when he got naked, he just looked weird. Like
No, and that's the problem with getting all these augments too. Like you start to look fucking weird, like you're disproportional.
I think-
like, and then the more you get that your body can't handle, the easier into cyberpsychosis you're gonna get. Which they state that in the game, that if your body can't handle this shit, dude, then you're going closer to cyberpsychosis.
Yeah.
Especially if you get too many. So like when the Ripper Doc was like working on him just after he got big,
Oh,
he
that
was
shit
like,
hurts too. That shit hurts.
how's
Oh,
there no like? I'm gonna put you under for this. How's that not happening?
Because he's going to a fucking street doctor. That nigga's sketch.
but the
That Jamaican
Ripper Docs
dude?
are the only ones you could go
No,
to.
no, no.
I would
He
not
ain't the
do
doc.
that.
He's not the doc. But you know, if you go to the hospital, they're gonna charge you. Like, bro,
Bro, they
they're
killed
gonna
his
charge
mom.
you.
They killed his mom.
They're like, she didn't have that platinum bag.
No, can I go in there, visit her? Nah, that package.
That package.
Not visiting. We don't get
Insurance don't cover.
That's another
Right.
point. That's another point towards world building. I felt bad. Like, yeah, it was tough. It's tough.
No,
Dude.
you knew he was gonna take
It's
off
tough.
when like he got his ass. No, when his mom died, right? He tried to get money to sell the Sandevistan, and the guy was like, "Nah, I'll buy that shit.
200, boy.
200." He's like, "Are you
Yeah.
fucking kidding me?" And then he
Right.
got his ass whooped. And I'm like, oh, this kid's about to go off.
Yeah.
That's main character type shit that you just went through.
Yeah. Well, the whole beginning of his like origin story is very main character-ish. You know what I mean?
I felt in the show because I'll cut it to 2 different halves where episode 6 is where Main died, and then episode 7 is where they did the time skip, so he's yoked and stuff.
Yeah.
The first half is better than the second half for me.
Sure. Yeah.
After the second half, it kind of
slows it down and
slows it down a little bit. I like I don't know. I just found it weird that he got big and heavy, and he knows about cyberpsychosis. And when people are like, "Bro, you gotta chill. Stop doing all this shit with the augments."
Well,
and he's like, "I gotta keep going."
The cybernetics, I think they're like showing it on the way of like an addiction to like drugs and shit. You get that one, and then you just keep going and going and going and going until you fucking go crazy because you can't handle how much you're putting on.
I was gonna say, I think it's like more to us like how people get tattoos, and they like some people can't stop getting tattoos, and then for them it's like augments, the shit that you put on your body.
I understand that, but like his justification, because Lucy came up to him, was like, don't do this, you're gonna be a cyber psycho. You know, calm down with the augments. He was like, no, I gotta keep going because I got dreams to live up to, Maine, my mom. And I'm like, you won't have dreams to live up to because you're gonna die if you keep doing this. So what are we doing here?
He has passion.
I feel like he was like,
that
passion
makes you blind. It's tunnel vision.
So and my point
but
is,
even
by
after
that
you
point,
achieve your goal,
by that point, if somebody asks you to do that and you're giving them that justification, you're already cyber psycho.
No. And that's another thing too. Me and my boy talked about that. I think David had already hit those early warning signs of cyber psycho during Maine's death. The way it's shown when Maine was going like crazy and shit like that, he was shown walking around in this desert plane, right? So, and then when he went fully cyber psycho, he saw his girl on the funeral pyre inside the desert plane. So the way we perceived it was that you, as cyber psychosis, there's something that makes you snap. Because in the game too, when you do the cyber psycho hunt missions, they pinpoint exactly what that snapping moment was that caused them to go over the edge. So I feel like the way we perceived it was him seeing that funeral pyre. That was the moment. That was the snapping moment. His girl's death. Because when his girl died, that's when he swung the Asian dude's body around and just started murdering fucking everybody in that room. And then David, when he's in the van with Lucy and he's like, we gotta go save her. We gotta go save Maine and the other girl. I forgot her fucking name. We gotta go save them. He overused his Sandevistan then. And when he got to Maine, at that point, he couldn't use it anymore without basically almost killing himself. But Maine gave him that last speech and basically shot him, and he had to use that Sandevistan one more time. Then you see him yell, and it cuts to him in the desert plane in a jogger's uniform, running track. So his snapping point, the way we saw it, was that final run was his stepping point into the early signs of cyberpsychosis. So he hit that shit early.
I see.
He fucked up his body to that point early on.
It's connected to some traumatic shit. Some cyberpsychosis is definitely connected to.
No, yeah, because in the games, like the cyberpsychos are either like one girl got left at her wedding and she went cyberpsycho then.
No, she didn't get left at her wedding. She got forcibly augmented.
Which one?
They augmented that bitch, and then.
Are you talking about the Seaside Cafe?
Yeah.
Okay.
I read the story, right? So there's a cyberpsycho in the game, and she got forcibly augmented. She got passed out, and then people fucked her body up.
Yeah.
Just fucked up.
No, you just wake up and you just robot.
And then like, the construction
right.
worker, did you see the construction worker one?
No.
He was being abused at work and one day he just snapped. And that's when you pull up on him, is when he's fucking everybody up.
Yeah, but point is you snap. And then
you snap. There's a snapping point.
Right.
But yeah, my point was that I think that was the early, like, that moment is when he crossed over and that's when he was done from there.
Right.
How'd you guys feel about, well, first of all, the character design on all of them, fire.
No,
top
that's just
tier.
fire.
I remember the first time I saw the squad. You remember, I think second, third episode when he wakes up and Lucy betrayed him type shit, and like the whole squad is like this and they're pointing guns and shit. I was that's lit. That shit is lit.
Some of the like angle scenes that they have are just like astounding.
Yeah.
Like, honestly.
And the soundtrack.
The soundtrack was great.
Crazy.
Dude, at the party, dude.
Yeah, I got this nigga's whip, and then he started playing that one song. Well, I'm not sure if you know which song, but this is.
We were playing one of the songs. They were at like a party in the show, and then like it shows like the DJ, like the equalizers. It starts bumping the music, and it starts playing like the Rasta music. That shit was fire. The one sad song that played at the end, dude, the main song. Yeah. That shit, bro. At the end, when he was standing on top of Arasaka Tower, and he was like, "I did it, Mom. I made it to the top." I was like, "David, David, we didn't have to go this far. No, David."
The military people and Edgerunners, do they get cyber psychosis, whatever? Do they go crazy?
Yeah, they get cyber psychosis too.
Because they know how they pull up with the military guys. They're augmented as well.
Anybody
right?
can get cyber psychosis. We have a theory about it though.
Yeah,
that's his light.
That's the light one.
We have a theory about cyber psychosis that you could break free from it. That there is a way to break free from it, because in the games, the storyline of hunting the cyber psychosis, if you keep them alive, she's finding ways to break them out of it.
Not only that, but Adam Smasher hasn't hit it.
He's 96% cyborg, 4% human, and that motherfucker, from what we've seen, hasn't hit cyber psychosis.
No, he's fine.
Fucking Lucy, the way Lucy snapped him out of it.
He loves it. Woo!
All you gotta do is just give them niggas some shrooms. They good.
But like, the way, bro, but they're going through cyber psychosis in one bad trip, dude.
No, just put them in the room, put some chill music, you know.
But like, and then Lucy snapped him out of his cyber psychosis. So we feel there is a way to get past that trauma that's keeping you locked within cyber psychosis and basically snap you out of it. Because the whole end scene of the show, he wasn't psycho. He was completely sane. David here.
Yeah. He was just hurt, pretty much. But how'd you guys feel about the love story?
I'm not big on the love story. Fuck that.
What's that?
Fuck that.
Yeah,
that shit is corny. Honestly, like I just don't think anime hits love stories how they're supposed to be necessarily like done. Like if you watch Intergalactic, even that with the new Kid Cudi shit, like, even that, like I'm like, oh, okay, it's cute and whatever. But anime, these niggas go over the top to show emotion. They started talking about I loved you for years. You know what I mean? But I'm not necessarily in this show so much, but I just don't feel like they handled it like extraordinarily good. But,
true. I felt like it was okay. I didn't really get turned off like the show by it. You know what I mean?
I thought it was like kind of like both y'all were saying, honestly, like it was there, but it wasn't like anything that stood out.
It didn't overpower.
Honestly, they could have took that out. The show would have been great without it, to be honest.
Right.
We didn't really need that.
Sure, I agree.
If they went straight, just like Cyberpunk, just straight like
carry on with the plot.
Yeah.
But it did hit the wave. You know, David saved Lucy, and then at the end, Lucy's watching the moon. And they had the whole, wish I could take you to the moon.
I don't like that shit, bro. There's a roach. I don't like that shit. Like, I remember when they did the VR shit and they're on the moon, and then they run a Doom buggy. I'm like,
that's like the Oculus 3000 right there.
No, that's
super flex one.
You're in that bitch. That's with my chick. I'm like out here with the boy. Woo! With the buggy.
Going to a crater. Woo!
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
Oh, how did I feel about Adam Smasher?
Adam Smasher was good. I wish it was more of a fight.
Bro, fuck that boy Adam Smasher, bro.
It was meant to be a Terminator.
Fuck that boy Adam Smasher.
Yeah.
I'm coming for him. I started my playthrough of the game, dude. I'm gonna give Adam Smasher fucking hands for my boy David. That dude pulled up like a monster. He deleted Rebecca off the face of the earth.
Oh,
brutalized her ass.
Dude. That one hit me because I didn't see it coming. She was like, "Oh!" And
wait, which one's Rebecca again? Oh, the
little girl.
Yeah,
bro, and what I loved about that was like her and Lucy were talking and having like a back and forth, and then she just like looks up and she's like, "We're trying to have a moment," and Adam Smasher just pulls up, "Fuck your moment," and deletes her off the face of the earth. That shit was crazy. Adam Smasher pulled up like a fucking beast. That dude is a monster.
Nah, he's meant to be like a battle beast type character. You know what I mean?
He's meant to end the show, basically.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys, because you guys.
It should have been more of a fight though.
You guys, I agree.
But there was no competition there between David and Adam Smasher.
But it should be, bro. We watched whole 9 episodes of you like leveling up, and then like for it to be negated. You know what I mean?
I think David was inexperienced because Adam Smasher is just like he's been here and David was moving around. His big thing was the Santa Vista.
Yeah.
And Adam Smasher was like, yo, this is old gen type shit.
Right.
Bragging about this. Like that type of shit.
We ain't get the update then? You still on that iOS 4?
You can't go Mac 5?
Right.
Like, but at the end, because you guys watched this a while ago, at the end, Adam's about to shoot David, and then like a bubble or like gets popped basically full of blood and supposed to represent him dying, and it transitions to another scene, but we never see him actually die.
Yeah, there's a big
So my
theory
theory
going
is like
around.
he's still alive.
Yeah, there's a big theory going around that he's still alive.
Because we never saw him die.
No, yeah, you're right.
That's a big thing in cartoons.
You're right.
Or
Yeah,
any
yeah.
show.
Somehow they'll fucking come back and just be like, yo, what up, yo?
They can just, yeah, like
here.
But do you think
I
they're
thought that-
hiding the fact that they're still alive? That he's still alive? Because like even in the game, after they added the Edgerunner updates to the game, when you get his jacket and you talk to his fucking crew members, you talk to the driver, Falco. He says like, yeah, David died a year ago.
Dude.
So do you think they're trying to hide that? Like
hell
even
yeah,
the crew members?
Yeah. No, that don't matter.
Bro, they were trying to get him to be a test monkey for tech.
I'm thinking it's going to be like a Johnny Silverhand situation.
Does
Johnny
is the game related
Silverhands,
to the
or
show?
they could keep him alive to test tech.
Because Johnny Silverhands died in the public eye the same way that David died, where Adam Smasher pulled up on him, laid the shot into him, and he's dead. But then in the background, we see Arasaka took the body and put his engram on the chip. So, like, potentially the same shit could have gone down with David.
There's a couple different
How does the
ways.
show relate to the game?
It's a year before the game.
It's a year before, so it's like a prequel before the game?
Yeah, the show takes place a year before the game, and David is just another legend in Night City that went down.
And one thing that I really do like is that if you watch the anime and you look at the location, you could go to the exact same place in the game.
Oh, that's fine.
It's like lit. Even
That's
like
fine.
the apartment, you remember when they kiss on the moon? You could go to that spot. It looks the same.
Oh, it's
Rebecca's
dope.
apartment with her brother, you could go inside of that.
Yeah,
Like,
they need to start doing more shit.
You could.
That's cool how they're consistent with that.
You could
'Cause,
see
like,
the bench
you could
where
be
he.
there.
You could see the bench where his mom died. Or you remember when the doctor was like, "No, we can't do shit." Like that.
And then they added a bunch of shit, like his jackets in the game you could find. You actually get it from his old crew that are still alive, Lucy and Falco. They give it to you after you contact them. Rebecca's shotgun, you could get that in the game, but it's actually, you got to go to the place she died at, and it's like in the bushes.
So they got like little Easter eggs, but I like that shit that they like intertwining meetings and stuff like that, like the game with the show, and then like I said with Intergalactic,
That's unique.
Like,
That's
with
more
the
like
album
unique.
and like the movie. Like even with Intergalactic, some of the songs I didn't even like when I listened to the album, I liked watching the fucking movie. You know what I'm saying? And so there's different things to appreciate it when you experience it in different ways.
Yeah, another one is there's a mansion you can get through one of the endings of the game. That mansion is David and Lucy's skyrise apartment that they were in at the end, that they were living in. That's the same mansion.
That shit probably cost a pretty penny.
You could steal.
What about somebody's already in there?
They're not in it.
It's Night City, bro. Night City. You just come in, pop a couple shots, and that's mine now.
Even with the penthouse?
Yes.
Damn.
Who's gonna stop you?
Damn, I need some security or something, some turrets.
That's why we need that. That's why they needed Adam
son.
Smasher.
No, I'm gonna get my augments. I'm gonna be straight.
You need to get augments
Damn.
before you
The
get
show
out.
did do
I'm
a
just not
great
gonna be in that
job.
city. Like,
No, that's the purge. That's the purge.
The show did
It
do a
is the
great
purge.
job.
the purge.
It's the purge. The show did a great job showing how addicting augments can get. Because like as David was getting them, I was like, fuck, I could see myself getting that shit. The lung upgrade, the fucking legs upgrade to do like a fucking like extra
I just want to
jump
know
and
shit.
like
I
that.
just want to know shit. The fact that
I'll
they could
definitely
just
get a
be
lung
like,
upgrade. Like, I can smoke more. Like, no, like, bro, that shit. Like, let's go, bro.
I would do, as far as upgrades, I'd do
Probably won't feel it
lungs.
as much.
I do lungs,
All
I
my
do
organs.
legs. I do lungs and legs. Why organs?
Fuck it. Give me all the upgraded organs, bro.
So you're gonna go psycho.
Wait, you go cycle from organs?
You can.
You said give me everything.
Whoa, like organs, like a heart, like my main shit.
Why do you
That's
need a
up,
heart?
that's up to you and your body. Because if your body can't handle all those augments, dude,
So what fucks you up more, like replacing body parts or like?
it's all the same.
Dude, it
It's all the
depends.
same shit?
It
It's all
depends
the
on
same
what you
shit.
can
So
handle.
how many like augments can you get?
That's
if
on you.
say-
That's on
That's
you.
on you.
Look at Adam Smasher. He hasn't hit it, and that motherfucker's 96% augmented.
So
I don't
I'm gonna
get
keep
shit,
myself
then, honestly.
safe.
Fuck that
I'm gonna
shit.
keep myself
I ain't
safe.
gonna get
I'm
shit. I'm making a couple things, bro.
Yeah,
I
I'll do a
just want to
couple.
know shit. The fact that they could put in chips and like know kung fu and stuff. Like, I'm
Right.
knowing
Man, that shit for
everything, bro.
school, bro.
I'm gonna need the kung fu one.
I'm
I'm gonna need legs. I'm
Muay
gonna need
Thai or
lungs.
something.
That's it.
PhD
That's it.
one. I
I'm
want to be
good.
smart, bro. Fuck studying.
Nah, I probably
Actually,
have.
fuck it. Give me the Santa Vista.
No, but
I'll take the
I probably have like enhanced eyes, like Probably some Faraday shit.
Enhanced eyes.
The
son
three,
of a bitch.
like
three
I did
eyes?
like the 3 eye shit. I was like, that shit's cold.
No,
that shit's
3
cold.
eye shit. Fuck that. You even look weird as hell. I
That
want to
shit-
know
no,
which
but
eye
the
to
way
look
they
at.
drew it, the way that you don't look at me. Don't look
see
at
you,
me
but
in
don't
my
look.
eyes, bitch. I'm offended. But the way they drew it on Faraday, I was like, that shit is cold though. But nah, I wouldn't get it like how he got it. I'll probably just get like some enhanced like.
No,
can
I
get
want to
laser
zoom.
vision or
I want to
something?
zoom eye, X-ray
Thermal,
vision, eye,
thermal.
thermal. Yeah,
Yeah,
give me
yeah,
the
yeah.
load. Give me eye. Give me lungs. Give
Take
me
a
legs.
picture or
We're
some
good.
shit.
Speaking of Faraday, I love the fucking scene where David like drops gravity on Faraday and like blows off his leg and shit. He's like, Adam Smasher, get him! And Adam Smasher just looks at him. He's like, who the fuck are you? I'm here for him. Bro, that shit was fire to me, bro. The look in Faraday's eyes, that dude was scared.
Did he live or no?
No, he died.
Did he?
Because Adam Smasher went to go, they were trying to like airlift, take Faraday out, and Adam Smasher like shot a rocket at David and just blew Faraday out the window.
That's why I think Adam Smasher is a cyber psycho, because he doesn't give a fuck, and nobody cares that he doesn't give a fuck. That makes sense.
I mean, yeah, but there is lore with Adam Smasher just being a normal guy. Remember, he did fuck that bitch. I told you about.
Oh, true. But yeah, overall, I'd give this anime a 9 out of 10. Very solid.
Yeah, I'll give it a.
The only reason I wouldn't give it a 10 is because of the later half of it, but other than that, 9 out of 10, very solid.
Yeah, definitely a solid fucking show. 9, especially for me. Like I don't like anime like that, but nah, I'm gonna give. This one's that one. They did that big one with this one.
I got 9.5 specifically. I would have given it a 10 out of 10, but some of the pacing in it felt very rushed.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like they skipped a lot of shit just to like push to the next.
They could have made it 24 for sure.
Yeah. It could have gone for a good like 24 episodes, but it feels like they tried to do a lot within that short 10 episode time frame. So some of the not a lot of it, but like some of them moments felt like they were rushed through.
Okay.
So yeah, 9.5.
Camacho.
I'm definitely have to give it like a 8.5. Definitely an 8.5. Solid show. Like, not my favorite kind of animes, but I mean, I really have nothing to hate on. It's really good, but 8.5.
Okay.
Fair enough. Honestly, it probably would have been 10 for me if they had like that boy David go off on Adam a little bit, like make it a fight. And like you said,
I didn't
the
like the
second
suit. I
half,
didn't like
the
the
second
suit.
half. Well, yeah. So there's like, I mean, if I had to nitpick it, that's why I won't give it a fucking 10. But honestly, I could see why somebody would give it a 10. That shit is fire though.
And it does go above and beyond, which is why I put it above an 8. Just for
Yeah.
It goes above and beyond.
For sure.
what it does.
So, I mean, that's the review for Edgerunners, you know what I mean? The Clutch City verdict, you know what I mean? Starting to my right, you know who I got.
That's Oz.
My boy,
BMP.
my boy,
Macho.
Young Ramon in the zone for the whole city. I'm putting on, baby. Clutch City signing out.
Peace.
Peace.